What do you see from Chicago?
Talented football team, on all three levels. That secondary is loaded with first rounders and Pro Bowl players, and they have one of the biggest impact players in Khalil Mack. We've played against him last couple of years, so we know what he can do. And Smith is doing a heck of a job at linebacker. So a talented team on defense. Offensively, they're fast. They have a lot of weapons. They try to get you in space. Those guys can score from anywhere on the field. I know they're catching some slack right now because of the points are down from last year, but this team can explode at any time. Special teams-wise, #1 team in the league in punt return and kick return. Patterson does a heck of a job.
There's been a lot of talk about their quarterback. What have you seen from him, or what does he look like on film?
Well, he was out for like 3 weeks, and he came back last week, and they played a pretty good football team. So I don't think it was all his fault. He might have been a little rusty or not, but we know he can play. You just look at what he did last season. He turned that thing around and went 12-4 with him as a starting quarterback. Really liked him coming out of college at North Carolina. So, he's a heck of a skill set.
This weekend you face a familiar foe in Khalil Mack. Now he's wearing a Bears uniform. What makes him one of the best DNs in the game?
Yeah, he's a heck of a player. Obviously, I think what makes those guys, the elite ones, elite, in addition to what they can do rushing the passer, is they play the run. And he's an every down player and can change a game. Obviously, we've seen him do that in his time in Oakland and in his short time he's been in Chicago. But a heck of a player. But he's not the only one they got. You look at that defense. They got a lot of first-round picks and a lot of Pro Bowl players, and they play well together. And it'll be a heck of a challenge again. We've had our share of tough defenses, and this is no different this week.
On to Chicago. This is a challenging team to prepare for because it's expect the unusual, really, with Chicago. A lot of different things they can come out with. Coach Nagy got a lot of respect for him. When he was at Kansas City, it was the same type of mentality, expect the unusual. They do a good job with their execution. I know they've struggled a little bit running the ball last week, but they are a team that you can see. They want to run the ball, and they're going to find a way to run the ball. And I think when you get behind like that, sometimes it changes the mindset. But the tape that we watch, they've got two good backs as far as getting the ball to. So good. Allen Robinson, he was fortunate enough to be with him in Jacksonville. And so I have a real good feel for just how elite he is. Very, very talented receiver, hard worker, plays with a lot of pride. And you can tell that they have a lot of confidence in him. And they should. So, the good skill set on the perimeter and a good scheme. They attack your scheme and try to get you in difficult situations.
What have you seen on film from Trubisky, quarterback?
You know what? I think coming back, we've got a lot of respect for him. Seeing him last year in some cross breakdown games, his accuracy, his timing, his ability to move, extend the plays. He's a threat to run. So all those things into place. Now, he was hurt for a little bit. Now he's coming back. So I think it's just you hear about his throwing, his timing. There's a few of those. But for the most part, he's a talented quarterback. We've got a lot of respect for him. So sometimes when you come back from that, getting into rhythm, we got to make sure he doesn't get into rhythm and in our game.
Coach, you talked about his mobility, his ability to move around, and how do you combat that?
Well, I think our rush, it starts with our rush, having a good rush plan for him. Because he does, if he sees open gaps and he can get easy throwing lanes, it makes his job easier. He has the ability to see clearly, and he also has the ability to run. So we got to do a good job up front, keeping him in the pocket and bringing pressure at him.
Do you worry about doing that, rotating a tackle when you have a guy like Khalil Mack rushing from the other side?
Well, there's no guarantee he's going to be on the other side. He could be on that side just as easily. He lines up on both sides, and Floyd's pretty good too. So, but that's every week in the NFL. It's not just necessarily this weekend. I have a lot of respect for those guys. They play hard and they're really good rushers, but Von Miller's pretty good. Guys that we face weekly, they have somebody that's pretty good. So, that's part of the job. And, it's always a battle, and especially when you're going into a place like Chicago, but at least our guys have gotten some experience, so it's not going to be the first time for them.
Come on, Bull fans, you want some more of this? Click subscribe, hit this button right here. Click this button right here and you can get all of this that you want. Come on, Bull fans.